Here is the translation of the history of Russia into English, divided into 8 periods. 1. Ancient Kievan Rus, 862–1240. This period was the era in which Kievan Rus, Russia's first state, was formed and developed. 1. In 862, the Slavic people on the Baltic Sea coast invited Rurik to establish the Kievan Rus state. 1. The Kievan Rus state expanded its territory to the Black Sea coast and adopted the Russian Orthodox Church as its state religion, playing an important role in Russia's development. 1. However, in 1240, the Kievan Rus state was destroyed by the Mongol invasion. 2. Mongol rule, 1240–1480. This period was the era in which Mongolia ruled Russia. 2. In 1240, the Mongols invaded the Kievan Rus state and came to dominate all of Russia. 2. Mongol rule was a factor that hindered Russia's development, but on the other hand, it contributed to the unification and centralization of Russia. 3. Muscovite Grand Duchy, 1480–1721. This period was the era in which the Muscovite Grand Duchy developed into the center of Russia. 3. In 1480, the Muscovite Grand Duchy declared independence from Mongol rule. 3. After that, the Muscovite Grand Duchy completed the unification of Russia under the rule of Ivan IV and expanded Russia's territory. 4. Peter the Great's reforms, 1682–1725. This period was the era in which Peter the Great developed Russia into a modern state. 4. Peter the Great actively adopted Western European culture and promoted modernization in Russia's military, economy, society, culture, and more. 4. He also moved Russia's capital from Moscow to St. Petersburg to raise Russia's international status. 5. 19th century Russia, 1725–1917. This period was the era in which Russia developed into an empire. 5. In the 19th century, Russia developed rapidly through the Industrial Revolution. 5. Russia also pursued imperialist policies by expanding into the Black Sea and the Pacific. 5. However, due to intense social conflict and revolution surrounding the abolition of serfdom, the Russian Empire collapsed in 1917. 6. 1917 Russian Revolution. This period was the era in which Russia transitioned into a communist state. 6. In 1917, the Bolshevik Revolution occurred in Russia, leading to the collapse of the Russian Empire. 6. After that, the Bolsheviks established the Soviet Union and introduced a communist regime. 7. The Soviet era, 1922–1991, was a period in which Russia developed into the center of the Soviet Union. 7. The Soviet Union built a powerful country based on communist ideology. 7. In addition, the Soviet Union emerged as the world's second superpower and established a Cold War system with the United States. 7. However, due to economic difficulties and political conflicts, the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. 8. The Russian Federation era, 1991–present, is a period in which Russia has developed into a democratic country. 8. In 1991, Russia became an independent country after the collapse of the Soviet Union. 8. Since then, Russia has pursued democratization and the introduction of a market economy. 8. However, due to economic difficulties and political conflicts, Russia has experienced confusion. 8. Recently, Russia has been making efforts to recover its economic growth and international status. Russia has a long and diverse history, which is made up of various events and the efforts of many individuals. The formation of the Kievan Rus, the Mongol invasion, the unification of the Moscow Grand Duchy, Peter the Great's reforms, the collapse of the Russian Empire, the 1917 Russian Revolution, the fall of the Soviet Union, and the establishment of the Russian Federation are all important events that have shaped Russian history. Russia is the largest country in the world and is home to a diverse range of ethnic groups and cultures. This characteristic has had a significant impact on Russian history. Russia has played an important role in the world due to its strong military and economic power. However, Russia has also faced difficulties due to internal political conflicts and economic crises. Today, Russia is pursuing democratization and the introduction of a market economy. However, it still needs to make efforts to recover its economic growth and international status. The future of Russia depends on the efforts of the Russian people in cooperation with the international community. The history of Russia teaches us the following lessons. Strong military and economic power are important factors for a country's development, but internal political stability and national unity are also important. A country where diverse ethnic groups and cultures coexist will experience a process of conflict and integration. History is made up of the efforts of past events and individuals, but the future depends on the efforts of people living in the present.